As I mentioned earlier, Don Wellington saw an opportunity to have his own business and left Mid-State in 1979 to join Harris in a business in Lexington, North Carolina. That went on. They remained partners for a year or two, and Don formed Technomark, I believe, in 1983. We were involved to some extent, and I'll talk about that a little bit later. But when Don left, we went into the marketplace to hire a sales manager. And a friend of mine from GE days, when I was in purchasing, I met a DuPont salesperson by the name of Clark Horner, who became a very good friend. In fact, Clark and I used to talk about getting into the molding business as partners. That never materialized, but I still kept in touch with Clark and had a very good relationship with him. And he recommended a DuPont employee, a gentleman by the name of Bruce Muller. And we hired Bruce as the sales manager. He came to work and worked for a couple of years at Mid-State. Bruce was a very competent person, graduate of Virginia Tech, had a good education, but for some reason he just did not click in the Mid-State organization. I suppose there were some cultural barriers, certainly, and in many cases he probably felt that he was a little bit more qualified than his boss. It did create some friction. I guess the thing that sometimes created that friction was my philosophy that you should treat everybody in the company as a valuable person until they proved otherwise. And his philosophy seemed to be, at least to me, that some of those people weren't worth the investment that I was putting into them. Whose philosophy was right is an open question. I'm convinced that Mid-State was successful because of every person, from the janitor to the CEO. I tried to operate that in that mode, and I think it proved to be the right way to go. Anyway, Bruce, after about 18 months, 2 years, he decided to go someplace else. And that left us, particularly in the medical area, that left us a little bit short-handed in the sales area. As I indicated, Elizabeth Cox had taken over most of the sales in the non-medical areas and was doing an excellent job. But in the medical area, the backup we had was a gentleman by the name of Steve Pendergrass, who Bruce had hired as a quality manager. And that really was Steve's love, was quality control. But I asked Steve to step in and serve as a sales manager for some period of time, and I tried to participate as much as I possibly could. We kept things going